like a hotel. And there is Wilshire Boulevard. I'm crossing Rodeo Drive now and going back on the other side towards the northern part, the residential area, on the same way I came down the shopping street. Crossing now. Going back on the other side. And here is the exit back on Rodeo Drive. So I'm approaching Santa Monica Boulevard again on the last stretch, and behind me is a very nice Rolls Royce car in yellow and more shops. It's basically shops here. Mostly there was just one restaurant. It was quite crowded on the corner of the pedestrian area there. The rest is mostly shops, fashion, high fashion shops. On the more expensive side, the high brands, the more or less famous brands. There's this one I do not know, Amiri, maybe it's just one shop here, and Yves Saint Laurent is here, Versace and all of those. Here I'm back at the corner Santa Monica Boulevard, and we'll cross now the first part. That's the one in the direction towards downtown, and the other part is in the direction of Santa Monica. Waiting for the lights to turn green for my side so I can cross. Takes a while. Crossing Santa Monica now. This is the view westward towards Santa Monica. And now I have to cross the other part. Yeah, waiting again. The Rodeo Drive, that's just a look downwards to the shopping street. And now I'm crossing Santa Monica Boulevard with the view on towards downtown. If the light switches, which should be any moment, I guess. Okay, now I'm crossing the street. This red bus is one of the buses that go around Beverly Hills showing the houses of famous people, the large mansions. And here's a sculpture. This is another part of the park behind me. It is apparently this park goes along Santa Monica Boulevard from Rodeo Drive to I don't know, a few blocks down. As basically the entrance. There are also these Beverly Hills signs you see. There's another sculpture here. And I'm moving along Rodeo Drive now. Actually, yeah, I have seen enough for today. I'm heading back, maybe along the park and then take the bus back. For now, I think I'm finished here. All there is to see is more houses along the Rodeo Drive. Okay, today is the last part of the Beverly Hills series, the third day shooting Beverly Hills. I'm here approaching Sunset Boulevard. In the background you see the Hollywood sign actually up there in the hills. And I'm here near the Vista Cinema that I mentioned earlier in several videos already. We'll have a look at it from the outside and then get down to the Sunset Strip by bus. The northern part of Beverly Hills where the actual hills start. Before that it's just residential, and in the south you have the Wilshire Boulevard. Then I was there. Then you have the Santa Monica Boulevard. I was there the last time. I'm crossing here, Hollywood Boulevard. It's loud. This is a hospital there. The helicopter is a hospital helicopter. Just landing. I'm crossing Hillhurst at Sunset Hollywood crossing. As far as I know, this is the only crossing between Sunset and Hollywood. So here at the corner is the Vista Theater, which is closed at the moment, apparently. Interesting, yes. So you can only see it from the outside. It's like so many things closed. I have some shots from the outside. So unfortunately it's closed. Sometimes it was open during the day. Maybe it opens at night. I'm not sure. I will have to check if there's any program, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like just closed for the moment. I'm trying to get a bus here now. There's a bus along Sunset Boulevard. Here I'm at the Sunset Drive. And there is somewhere a bus station down there that goes along, a bus that goes along Sunset Boulevard all the way to the Strip, which is quite far actually. This is the bus stop. I'm waiting for the bus 2 that goes along Sunset Boulevard up until the Sunset Strip, the shopping area in the center of Beverly Hills, actually, where the hills actually start. And yeah, this is my 3rd day of shooting Beverly Hills and surroundings. It's pretty large and there are many areas, so this is the last part, I guess. Just for information, this is East Hollywood or Los Feliz, which starts a little further down, and here East Hollywood. There's a lot of artistic shops, supplies, and also schools around here. Some studios, smaller agencies and studios of the film industry. I'm on the Sunset Strip now. This is Sunset Boulevard, the Sunset Strip, which means on the right up is the hills. So this here is the Sunset Plaza, obviously. And there's the view down towards Hollywood. It's a very hot day today, so I will keep it in the shadows. Crossing Sunset Plaza Drive. Here are the streets up to the mansions. Obviously that's the main residential area with all the villas. I have also seen one of the buses that go around to show tourists places where famous people live up there. Here is one of the buses, celebrity tour buses, and what you find here is mostly shops like on the Rodeo Drive, but also plenty of restaurants where you can sit outside. What you also see here is plenty of lease offers, shops and residential leases. And there are not only villas and mansions, there are also residential apartment buildings here, as you can see. So it's a bit unclear if this is already Beverly Hills or not. Definitely down there is West Hollywood, and Beverly Hills is a little bit more in this direction. So at some point from it's Hollywood, West Hollywood becomes Beverly Hills. This, the Sunset Strip, is still in West Hollywood. So if I get this right, down there starts Beverly Hills, and it's purely residential, so there's no more shops or anything. The Sunset Strip, as it seems, is entirely in West Hollywood, and Los Angeles is made up of many cities. So there's a city of West Hollywood, and there's a city of Beverly Hills, with each has their own city hall and administration, obviously. What I will do is I go to the shadow side on the other side of Sunset Boulevard and go back along the strip. So I will be crossing Sunset Boulevard here as soon as the lights turn green. Up there, I guess, is Beverly Hills, and down there is also Beverly Hills. There's no sign so far. It might be a little further down, but for now, that's as far as I go. Where the tourist buses come down. So up there, that's the famous Hollywood Hills, and a little further down is the famous Beverly Hills. So this seems to be the part with all the hotels. These newer, more modern buildings are hotels mostly. And further back is the shopping area. And there's also more shops down there. More of the older ones, and restaurants, of course. The Sunset Tower Hotel, that seems to be an older one. Remnant of the old Hollywood town. So here now I'm approaching the end of the Sunset Strip. I'm sure there's tons more to see and to film here. This is my video on Beverly Hills Sunset Strip. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more.